Hello my strawberry shortcakes. If you enjoyed my previous Hypersonic Towers video, then I'm sure you will like this one, because shit's gonna get pretty damn crazy. If I've done my calculations correctly, then this entire Hypersonic series will take about 3 videos, this one being the second, so it's likely I create one more after this video if people are interested in seeing the remaining towers. Anyways, let's not waste any time and let the showcase begin, starting with Mr. Sniper. This one should be interesting to see. Our first test is a single BFB versus a plain 0-0 sniper, and as I expected, it isn't really that OP, lol. I guess it's pretty funny to see the sniper not actually shooting its rifle animation even though he's shooting it once per frame, but damn is it weak because the double popping power from the call to arms doesn't affect the piercing power of the snipers. Alright, let's upgrade it once to the left side and see how it can handle a BFB now. No point in upgrading it to the right side because it's already shooting at max speed, and that's basically all the right side is for, so it wouldn't make a difference whether I did upgrade the right side or not. But yeah, I think a few balloons ended up leaking, but the 1-0 sniper was overall able to handle that BFB. Not too interesting, so let's skip the other intermediate upgrades and skip right to the cool part, the cripple Moab sniper. Perma-stalling ZOMGs, that sounds super cool, doesn't it? Damn right it does, but sadly since that thing shreds 18 layers off per second, we couldn't really take the time to appreciate how insane that sniper is. You could barely see the blimp before it got stalled and popped. So right after this guy cleans up all the balloon children, I'll show you the stalls. It's in the middle of the track. Okay, here you go guys. That's all there is to the sniper, so let us move on to Hypersonic Tower number 2, the engineer. It'll be interesting to see how he and his sentries will deal with the balloons. Good lord, safe to say I was not expecting this to happen. Sentry creation speed being affected by the village ability is pretty dope though. Look at that epic circle of death created around the engineer, which is expected shredded ZOMG within seconds. Ding ding, it's trivia time featuring the Hypersonic Engineer plus Sentry guns versus fast cooldown ZOMGs. 12 of them to be exact. And the question for this video is, how long do you think it will take for the engineer to get rid of them all, starting from the moment I upgrade the engineer to drop sentries? 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds or 9 seconds? Based on what you saw already, vote on the poll to the right and down below. No cheating please, and let the timer begin. Time's up, let's run the clip. Well, a lot of time was taken up getting the sentries to pile up, but in the end those who guessed 7 seconds was correct. Give yourself a pat on the back for your OP estimation skills, or a slap in the face if you got that wrong. Remember guys, when in doubt pick C. But yeah, I wonder how many sentries can the engineer really spawn. If I recall correctly, they last for a pretty long time, especially if you have the second tier upgrade, which makes the sentries last longer. I'm guessing it's something like 1 minute or so. I'm just gonna go on a whim and say there's 1,000 plus there like the title states, lol, unless someone can prove me wrong on that matter. Okay, so that's about all there is to show about the engineer. The hypersonic foam spawning is pretty cool as well, but it's got nothing on the sentries and their 8,000 popping power nails. I can't believe I didn't notice this before, but today I learned the foam actually pops balloons. Well shit, better hurry up the pace or I won't be able to get through these towers in time. Third one to experiment with is the ice tower. Thankfully there ain't much to test here other than how fast the ice can pop Moab class balloons. Yes, that's right, they actually do 1 damage to blips. If you weren't aware, this fact you would have known if you watched my highest viewed video of all time, aka the 10 best ways to beat Moabs. So yeah, the hypersonic freezing animation is pretty lit, fam, or the opposite of lit if you wanna take it literally. Otherwise it still takes a hell of a long time to pop. Here's how hypersonic ice shards play out if you were wondering how those work too. Time for a new map. Dread Bloons getting a little lame. Let's kick off a game with an exciting tower then, shall we? The hypersonic spike factory is definitely something worth watching, I'd say. That's a lot of spikes on the ground right now, but will it be enough to take down the 16,656 RB that is the ZOMG? Well, you'll find out now. Handily, in fact. By golly, the spike pile didn't get hit with a dent one bit. And I think I know the reason for that. Remember what I said in this video and the last one, double popping power scales exponentially, so 13 of them will turn one spike into 8,192. Sorry for the fuck up when I said 4,096 in the previous video. Whoever coded my multiplication algorithm was probably drunk at the time. But anyways, it shouldn't be a surprise that even with 5 ZOMGs, the spike pile looks as good as new. Do I even need to show any of the other upgrades for the spike factory? I mean, if a 0-0 can basically defend infinite ZOMGs, then I don't expect the higher tier factories to be any different. Let's just spike storm for fun just to see if it makes any difference under the influence of the call to arms. Looks like nope, nothing special like I thought. Now it's hypersonic boomerang time. I got a lot of requests asking for the hypersonic turbocharge, and so I will deliver to you in a second. First, let's take it slow with a basic boomerang versus a couple of BFBs. Kind of slow, but again, it's kind of expected from a projectile that can only take off one layer at a time. While I test out the higher upgrade ranks, I'm just gonna briefly talk about the new 4.1 update again. Well, you know how I, along with pretty much everyone, said fast cooldown ZOMGs would be unbeatable in this patch, right? Well, it turns out we have been proven wrong based on Tyler's video. With an eco strategy and loadout of bomb, ninja and mortar, Tyler was barely able to defend up to 20 ZOMGs, but nonetheless beating the rush means it is in fact not unbeatable. Turns out my hypothesis on said loadout being the new meta was correct. LOL, now the question is whether or not any other loadout can match it, because if not, then we'll basically have another dart farm chipper situation with everyone using the same meta strategy. Dart farm bomb and bomb farm ninja seem pretty decent as well, but who knows, with a bit of time and practice we'll see if variety is possible in 4.1 competitive. So back to the showcasing. Glaive Lords were pretty underwhelming, but something interesting I noticed was their boomerang attack actually looped back around instead of bouncing towards Bloons like they normally would. Guess you could say they were in their natural shooting motion. Alright, here is the moment you've all been waiting for, guys. A hypersonic boomerang. Much interesting, very popping power, wow. Last but not least for this video is the mortar. This was recorded in the 4.0 update just to let you know, where the radius of its explosion was smaller, but I doubt it should matter because that's the only change in the update. It affected its power, the rest were just price changes. First test is a single BFB. One thing to note is you can very clearly see just how inaccurate the mortar is with how its explosions are all over the place, until you get its first tier accuracy upgrade, at which point they all become pretty nicely concentrated into one spot. Just wanted to point that out. Otherwise nothing interesting to note here. Moving on to the big one now versus a couple BFBs. Its explosion looks a lot smaller, doesn't it? I don't know what's up with that, because if you look to the bottom left of the explosions, the BFBs are getting damaged without appearing in range of the explosion, meaning their radius is a lot bigger than it looks. Ninja Kiwi, if you're watching this, you know what to add to your to-do list. The BFBs were almost too easy for the big one, so let us see how it will fare versus a ZOMG on our final experiment for this episode. If I had to guess, it would probably do 5 times as well compared to an average mortar, Kappa. So I hope you enjoyed watching this Hypersonic Towers showcase, part 2. If you want to see part 3, which I assume a lot of you do in hopes of seeing an even stronger 00 Dark Monkey, then I encourage you all to subscribe because I pretty much 100% plan on doing it. The only real question is when. I'd say 1 or 2 weeks, but no guarantees. That's pretty much all I have to say on this closing note. Have a supersonic day.